चालू करू दे का प्रसाद?
नमस्कार मंडळी. मी प्रसाद अथणीकर, महाराष्ट्र मंडळ शिकागो 2023 चा अध्यक्ष. तुम्हा सर्वांचे आजच्या पहिल्या युथ समर कॅम्प मध्ये स्वागत. Hey guys, this is Prasad. I am president for Maharashtra Mandal Chicago. We are starting our first ever youth summer camp this year, and welcome all of you to the first session. We have इसीलिए जान शीतल देशपांडे, she's in India for vacation, and admins Shipra, Prajakta, Yukta, and Mugda, and Sanjeevani as well. So Tejaswini, sorry, thanks. And we will be starting this activity today. We'll be starting with the storytelling part of it. So I'll give it to Prajakta, who is our one of the admins for youth, to introduce this activity as well as introduce the speaker today.
थँक्यू प्रसाद काका. हाय टू एव्हरीबॉडी. आणि मी जास्त वेळ घेत नाही. मी प्राजक्ता मावशी, आणि ह्या वेळेस आपण बुक स्टोरी टेलिंग चालू करतोय. ही आयडिया ऍक्च्युली शीतल मावशी आणि कविता मावशी, जी आपल्या कॉलवरती आता आहे, तिची आहे. आणि आपल्या ह्या सेशन मध्ये आपल्याला आजी आजोबा येऊन तुमच्यासाठी स्पेशल गोष्ट सांगणार आहेत. आणि मग तुम्ही गोष्ट झाली की त्यांच्याशी बोलू शकता. आणि ह्या समर कॅम्प मध्ये आपण अजून 2 ऍक्टिव्हिटी इंट्रोड्यूस करतोय. एक तर आहे बुक क्लब, ज्यात आपल्याला बुकचं एक नेम सजेस्ट केलं जाईल. तुम्ही जाऊन ते तुमच्या लायब्ररीतून ग्रॅब करा, रीड करा, आणि आपण परत नेक्स्ट वेन्सडेला असा झूम वरती येऊन त्याच्याबद्दल डिस्कस करतो. आणि आणखीन एक सरप्राईज ऍक्टिव्हिटी आपण ऍड करतोय, पण ती आपल्याला 1-2 दिवसात कळेल. ओके, सो आता मी जास्त वेळ घेत नाही, आणि आपण आजोबांना आता रिक्वेस्ट करूया. आजोबा, तुम्ही आम्हाला गोष्ट प्लीज सांगा.
धन्यवाद प्राजक्ता. थँक्यू प्राजक्ता. नमस्कार all बालमित्रांनो, मीन्स माय यंगर फ्रेंड्स. Is it okay to talk in Marathi or talk in English? You tell me and I will do that way. Okay, little bit Marathi, little bit English. Okay, so let's start. Today I'm going to tell one story. Some of you might have heard or may not be, but I am now a grandpa, azoba. I have 4-year-old one grandson and 1-year-old grandson. So I thought I will tell, because when I was about your age, about maybe 10 or so, my azoba, grandfather, told me this story and liked it so much. So I will try to tell you. It's a long, very long story, but I will try to narrate it. Okay. So the name of the story is The Cook and the King. Okay. It's a very nice story. There was one kingdom named Kridapura Desha. In that country, King Krantidev, he was the king of that country. He was very nice king, well built, very, very shrewd, and as well as, but he had a kind heart, golden heart. He was so caring for his people, प्रजा, that's in त्याच्या राज्यामधले सगळे प्रजा, he would treating them like his own children. So he will make sure they have well education, they have libraries, they have all healthcare facilities, doctors, and what he will do, and he was giving opportunity to all his people to have the business, make sure all his people, they are getting everything what they need. And along with that, he was very, very caring person, and all neighboring kingdoms also, all the kings, they were also very appreciative of him. They will come to him for any advice and all those things. And that way, that kingdom was very, very famous. The king was Krantidev, okay? And he had one minister, prime minister, or Pradhan, Panta Pradhan, we call it in Marathi. He was also very nice person. He will always give him advice. He was think tank. Anything, any new projects they have to do, he will consult. Generally, Panta Pradhan, the main person, a minister, he is in charge of all governing body. So he will advise him all his work, what king should do, and on the top of that, Pantapradhan minister, he will give credit to God. Okay, always anything happens, he will say it's God's doing, and I am just a reason here. So in same way, that king was also, he will always build the temples, build the roads, and everything he was doing. But now he was getting old, and unfortunately, or whatever, it's days. Everybody has to go through that. That king, he passed away. Now his son, Prince, his name was Vikram. He was also bright, little bit smart, and he wanted to do, he was always doing something little bit different. He was trying to learn what his father was doing. So, and then coronation ceremony was there after king was gone, and he became a king. But he still kept all those old advisors, in their it was big palace. In that palace, once a week or whenever it's needed, they will all gather, and they will give him some advice, or if anything new comes, they will tell according to their position, those people will sit, and the king will sit on the throne. And the young king and prime minister, he will always advise him, take care of him, but he always give everything, all credit to God. Okay, and this irritated that new king. The prince, he thought that why in the world he's just everything, whatever he does or whatever I do, he always gives credit to God. He was a little bit irritated. So he didn't like him. But that prime minister, he ignored it. Okay, he's still a little bit young. He will understand. So he will ignore him. And one day, what happened? Both king and prime minister, new king, Vikram, and Pantapradhan Jagat, they were going, and on the stairway, the king, he fell down. Okay, he fell. Okay, he fell, and he got a little bit injured. Then that prime minister, Jagat, he lifted him, he put the bandage on him, he provided all the care and tenderly, and he said, God, it's God's doing. God will help you. And then, boy, God, that was it. That was last straw. The new king, he got really upset. He said, what an idiot. What? I am here in pain. I'm in pain. And you are saying this is also God's act. Don't ever say God in front of me anymore. I heard it. And he yelled at him. And then, but by this, the prime minister was very, very surprised. My God, now he said, then he gave him warning. I am giving you now 1 month. In 1 month, you have to answer my 3 questions. And if you do not answer, I will hang you. You are finished. I will, I will behead you. Oh my God. But what he can do? He is just the prime minister for that king, and he was giving the advice. But he said, okay, my 3 questions, I will give 1 month. In 1 month, you have to answer those questions. Otherwise, don't, and go now for 1 month. Then he said, okay, my first question is, who is God? Okay, Dev kaun hai? Dusra question, which direction he is looking? Because he said, God is omniscient, omnipresent, sarvajna hai, sarvavyapi hai. God can do anything, So he said the first question, who is God? Which direction he is looking, and what he can do? God has 3 questions. Who is God? Which direction he is looking, and what he can do? Those 3 questions. And he said, now go, and I want, make sure I get all satisfactory answer to this question. Not just any answer. Make sure I am satisfied with your questions. And that was a little bit hard on him. And, then what he did, Prime Minister left. He went to big royal library. In that library, there was a whole room full of the Brahma Sutra, books on Brahma Sutra. That's our Indian scriptures. Then big hall of Upanishads, Gita, and you name it, all granthas, all the spiritual scriptures he read. He saw few expert in that field, but nobody was able to provide him satisfactory answer, or even he did not find an easy answer that king can understand. Then he will go home, he will start thinking, and he had one cook. Okay, that cook will always cook him very nicely, and that cook, the boy, when he brought that boy, very little one from the rural area, very small village, and then he was always taking care of that prime minister, Pantapradhan. Just like, sometimes I'm sure you guys went to India and you might have seen some cook or some servants or maid doing work for your uncle or aunt or mama, mami, kaku, maushi, kiwa, azoba, aji, like that. That cook was doing everything to him. And that cook noticed, my God, last few days, his master, Pantapradhan, is looking very, very sad. And then days go by, and on 20th day, it was 30 days notice, 28 days, he couldn't take it anymore. Then that cook asked that prime minister, hey, please, am I doing something wrong? Is my food wrong? Oh, what's wrong? And he did everything: ladu, jalebi, gulab jam, puran poli, and ambaras, all the foods what that Pantapradhan was liking, everything he made, but still that Pantapradhan wasn't eating that any food. Even someday he did noodles, sevaya, ambaras and sevaya, all noodles, all kind of food, and even special burgers he made for that. Still he wasn't eating. Okay, then he couldn't take it anymore, and then he asked, sir, I made you all everything. What is bothering you? Am I doing something wrong? Is something bothering you? Then he said, well, I love you. I will do anything for you. You brought me from a very small village. You fed me so much. I'm big, well, fat guy. If you guys know, if you heard about Pandavas, so the Bhim was the biggest guy, like that. This cook, he was very, very strong because he was eating a lot of food and, all that. But he said, please unburden your thing. Let me know. What can I do? I know I came from rural area, but I'm sure I will try to help. Then when that Pantapradhan noticed that he is doing out of love for me, I can unburden him. And he told what was the issue. Then he said, oh, no problem. Please give me a chance. I'm willing to sacrifice for you. I know I grew up in rural area, but whatever I know, that will help to solve a satisfactory answer. I will try to give. And even if I don't, even the king will beheaded me, I am willing to do that. Then that Pantapradhan was a little bit, he wasn't sure, but he said, okay, because of his love and he's loyal to me, I will allow him. Okay, go ahead. And then he said, okay. The next day, on 29th day, he told, send a message to the king that your deputy will come. Okay. So the deputy generally, not like a coach or assistant coach or, deputy, somebody who is who is not expert in that, but just learning, he will come. So, okay. Then king, the message was sent to king, and then royal, 2 soldiers, they came, they took him. And then king said, when king heard, he was very surprised. He said, what? Is he putting me down or what? Looks like he's disregarding me. But anyway, we agreed. So bring him, feed him nicely, give him one special room because it's a big palace, nicely paid him, nice clothes. And then next day, what he did, he invited all people in that palace. Raj Darbar, Marathi word thala, Raj Darbar, all the ministers, all elderly people, all people, they came and they will sit on their, every person got, according to their position, they had the seats there. And the king was on the throne. On that throne, Raja Sinhasan, only king can sit on that, nobody else. Just like, in your home, sometimes your dad or mom had, if they are working from home, they had one office or computer, kids are not allowed or nobody goes there. Same way that throne, nobody can sit but only king. And then he went there. Next day in the morning, when everybody was there, all ministers, everybody was there except Pantapradhan, okay, who was supposed to answer. And if he doesn't give satisfactory answer, that day king was going to behead him, okay, or hang him up. So they said, and when that cook, they brought him there, Jagat, and he said, Your Highness, can I request you one thing? Because you have doubts, you needed some satisfactory answer. So you are a student and I am a teacher, and our tradition of our Hindustan or India's tradition is teachers, those who are expert in that field, they sit in the high chair, and all the students and everybody sit little bit, at least 2-3 feet down on the floor. Okay. And so if you agree to that, then I will request you from now here, only your throne is up and everybody's on the floor, they are below you. So, and I will be the teacher. So you have to allow me to go. He was thinking, the new king was thinking, wait a minute, what? This is a very unusual request, but since you ask and you will be teaching me or answering my questions, yes, I will agree. And then king came down. All the people, what is happening? Okay, king is coming down, and all those people very surprised, but they were looking. They know this new king is little bit arrogant or thing, so nobody said anything. They were surprised. So then slowly the king came down from the throne, and then cook sat on that throne. Okay, he said now, and then that cook said, thank you, king, I appreciate. Now, as per our traditions, as per our culture, we will go ahead and ask me your first question. Okay, and then king asked, who is God? Right? Who is God? Then he said, okay, no problem. Okay, now since I'm on the throne, you should obey me, because whoever on the throne, everybody obeys the king, right? So he said, okay, no problem. Okay, tell your soldiers or somebody here. I know I saw a black cow in backyard, in the Goshala. There is a cow herd, not cow herd, but a manger. In that he saw day before that there was one black cow. And tell your soldiers or somebody, servants, go and milk the cow and bring that milk in here, okay, in Raj Darbar, in this court. So they, okay, no problem. They went and they milked the cow, and they brought, in when you are presenting, it was golden plate, special plate, royal plate, and in that they put that milk in the small nice golden cup. They brought that to him, and then it was covered, and they said, okay, open. And he said, ask open, and he gave to say, okay, show everybody. King, tell me, what is the color of the milk? Okay, and king said, it's white. Oh, good. Okay, now the cow is black, but milk is white. How come the milk is white? And then he laughed. King laughed. Sorry, sir, I called you this way, but whatever cow ate, from that the milk came, white milk. Okay. The cook said, no problem. Okay. Now, can I ask one more thing? Ask your people. See, because king said, whatever the cow ate last 24 hours, from that the milk came, right? Because okay, he said, no problem. Tell your servants, bring whatever last 24 hours that cow ate, bring it. So the cow ate green grass, cow ate some straws, cow ate some black beans and some paint, the special thing made from after peanuts or oil is taken out. That's very nutritious. All 4 or 5 things, and plus some water, because water is needed. And again, they brought in silver plate, a little bit, some green grass, some fodder, some straw, and some paint, and all that. And then he showed, okay. And then they told, okay, this is the what that cow ate last 24 hours. Now, he showed that, and he asked all of those guys, see, this is the plate, these are the things, and cow ate this yesterday, whole 24 hours. Now, tell me, who can make milk out of this? What he asked? Can you guys, because king said, cow ate all these things, and because of that, he gave the milk. Now, I am asking all of you, including king, is anybody here who can make milk out of this stuff in front of me now? There was dead silence. Nobody came forward. And then he told, My Highness, the person who makes milk out of all this, he is God. Okay, what the first answer was? God, who is God, who makes everything run, who making milk white, who is giving, is a sarvadnya, he can do. Okay, now the second question is, then the king is a little bit air went out, because he thought that now today I have chance to get rid of that prime minister and kill this cook also. But when he saw this answer, he started a little bit going down. Then he asked, okay, tell me the next question. He said, then little bit, he's slowly, okay, which direction God is looking? Okay, because he was telling that God is everywhere. God can, looking all directions, because he was always say. So he asked me, tell me which direction God is looking. He said, no problem. Okay, we will. And he said, okay, now it's a big palace, okay, he should roll down those curtains little bit, so it will get dark here, and ask one servant, please bring one candle or diya, okay, and he should ask it. And then they brought it, it was dark, and then he lit that candle, and then the light was coming, and then he asked, okay, from east, okay, do you see the candle light? Yes. From west? Yes. From north, east, west, all 8 directions. He asked those people, are you able to see the light? They said, yes. So from all angle, and even king, he asked king also, do you see the light? Light is, and he said, exactly the same way, the one lamp, one candle, anybody can see from all 8 directions, all places. Same way, God can see from all directions. Now, people were getting little bit, they were all the smile on their face, but king, he was, all air was going down and down, down, because he was very arrogant and he was pumped up that, finally he will get rid of the prime minister. But now, he was completely flat, and then very nicely, he asked the third question. Okay, what God can do? He asked, sir, now for that cook, now he's asking, my dear teacher, please tell me what God can do. That's my third question. Are you sure? It's very easy. Now look, where are you sitting now? You are a mighty king of this mighty kingdom, the largest kingdom in Indian continent. You are the great king of this great kingdom. Now you are sitting on floor, and where am I sitting? On your throne. So, and I'm very poor. Okay, so the God, if God willing, whatever God wants to do, he can do in 1 minute. Okay, he made you from mighty king to one small student and on the floor, and I am a very, very small rural area person. I am sitting on your throne. So God can do anything, whatever God wants to do it. And then, before he answered that question, the Pantapradhan was coming. And Pantapradhan's head was down because he knew it will be very hard to please or give the satisfactory answer to the king, because sometimes some people pretend and they don't want to listen. Just like sometimes we pretend that you are sleeping, right? And no matter what your brother, sister, or mom and dad calling you, they are shaking, you don't get up, right? You pretend that you are sleeping. Same way that king was, he thought he will do it and he will not probably take any answer. So he was, very, very slowly he walked, and everybody saw, oh my God, now Prime Minister is coming. But then as soon as Prime Minister came, that king got up from the floor and he touched his feet. And he said, sorry, sir, I bothered you. It was my ignorance. I shouldn't have done to you. Now, today, your cook, very one that he is illiterate. He came from very small village, but he satisfactory given. You must have taught him all the things, and he gave me satisfactory answer. Thank you very much. And then, and from that day, he started seeking his advice all the time. So thank you. I hope you guys like this story. Do you guys have any questions?
ओजस आवडली ना स्टोरी? तू सांगू शकता त्यांना? सांग त्यांना.
मला आवडली स्टोरी खूपच.
ओके. सो थँक्यू. बाकीचं आणखीन काय माहिती ना तुम्हाला? माहिती ना म्हणजे काय करतो किंवा काय ते त्याचा उद्देश मुख्य आहे? ओके. आणखी कोणाला काही प्रश्न आहेत का?
खूपच छान स्टोरी सांगितली माधव दादा, मस्त.
व्हेरी ब्युटिफुल स्टोरी.
आम्ही सुद्धा एकाग्र चित्तेने ऐकत होतो.
आम्ही पण आन्सर्स गेस करत होतो.
Thank you. I could have told in Marathi also, but in English, and I little bit in shorten it. Because I know I had 40 minutes in the total. So, but I'm glad you like it. And what we can do, maybe next time, if you guys want, can I ask you guys some questions? Okay, kids can tell it, right? What was the name of that king? Okay, no problem. Okay, it was Ranti Dev. Ranti Dev, okay? And in Marathi, what is called for the minister, prime minister? What position they call? Pradhan. Okay, nice. Give him big hands, guys. Okay. Good job.
मागे बसून उत्तर देते का बॅक बेंचर?
And what was the name of the prince then who became a king later on?
विक्रम.
Yes, great job. That Vikramaditya, later on, he became the king of the Vikramaditya. We will talk about that story later on, okay? Then, how he became a big king after that. We will talk that later on someday. But I'm glad you liked it. आणखी कोणाला काही प्रश्न आहेत का? Can somebody tell me which those 3 questions were? Yes, Ojas. Yeah, Ojas ne haat varti kala. Sang beta, Ojas.
The first question was, who was God?
Okay.
Second
Yeah,
question
thank you.
was-
Now, the next one let other do. Okay, thank you. Okay, tell beta, Prajakta, your daughter? She's okay.
Yeah, Anika.
Anita.
The second question is which direction is he looking at?
Exactly. Nice. Good job. Your big hands. Okay. And third question. Somebody else?
Shri, Ash, Ryan is there. Anyone? Ira.
Okay, now between Ojesh and what's her name?
Anika.
Project.
इरा पण
अनिता.
आहे, इरा सुद्धा आहे.
अच्छा, मग थर्ड पर्सन कोण आहे त्याला सांगू द्या. ओके.
इरा श्री
Trisha.
बोधी आहे ना.
स्त्री खाली गेली आहे ती रामने टॉईज फेकले खाली.
ओके ओके ठीक आहे.
येतेच. हा.
ओके. कोणाला सांगायचं का आणखीन दुसरं कोणाला?
ओजस गो अहेड, सांग तू.
ठीक आहे, सांग ओजेश बेटा. तू अनम्यूट कर.
What can God do?
Yes, what can God do? Exactly, right? So God is Sarvajna, means he's a omniscient, omnipresent, Sarvajna, Sarvavyapi. And so that's excellent, nice, good job. Okay. I hope you like the story, and then next week we will maybe see some other Azoba or other Aji, grandpa or grandma who is coming. All
right.
Okay.
Thank you, Madhav Dada. Or koi question?
1 minute. Okay, guys, you can let us know what kind of stories you would like to listen, and on that basis we will prepare. Okay, just tell Prajakta, Kaku, Atya, Maushi, whatever you guys are calling, Maushi, Kavita Maushi, and anybody, and then let me know. Okay, then whatever kind of story you want, we'll try to tell those stories. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Azuba.
You are
Thank you.
welcome, beta.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you,
are welcome.
everyone. So the summer camp is a series. Next week we will do book club. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Love
you
that.
all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And group, we will tell you guys the name of the book on the group. And next time हम लोग चर्चा करेंगे, right, Shipra?
Yeah.
हाँ, तो हम लोग we will give you the name of the book on the group. So you guys go ahead, read it, and be prepared, and come back on the Zoom call, and you can discuss about that book.
We'll discuss about that book.
Yes.
Yep.
And next time storytelling झाली की आपण कहूट पण करूया. So तुम्हाला आणखीन मजा येईल.
Story के ऊपर. Yeah, that's a good idea.
आवडेल कहूट सगळ्यांना?
हाँ.
Okay.
Great initiative, guys. I really enjoyed it today. Thank you so much. As Ryanची पहिली storytelling होती. He really enjoyed it. Thank you, Madhu Kaka.
You are welcome. You are welcome.
माधव दादा, एक खरंच खूप मनापासून धन्यवाद. कारण आमच्या मुलांना आजी आजोबांच्या गोष्टी फार मिस केल्या. मी झोपताना युट्यूब वरची गोष्ट लावायचे आणि त्याला ऐकवायचे. कारण आपण गोष्टी सांगून सांगूनही मुलं थकतात आणि प्रत्येकाची व्हरायटी ऑफ गोष्टी असतात. तर तुमच्या माध्यमातून त्या आमच्या मुलांना मिळतील. आणि हा जो ठेवा आहे आजी आजोबांच्या गोष्टी किंवा आजी आजोबांचा सहवास, आता तुम्ही ज्या पद्धतीने ही गोष्ट सांगितली ती आम्ही नाही सांगू शकत. खूप सुंदर. म्हणजे आम्ही गोष्ट सांगू शकतो पण वेगळी. तुम्ही जी सांगितली ती तुमच्या आवडीनुसार तुम्ही ऐकलेली. तर खूप मस्त. खूप धन्यवाद. थँक्यू सो मच.
You are welcome. It was my pleasure working with the children. I like it. Definitely. Thank
आणि
you.
खास आभार माधव काकांचे, कारण त्यांनी खूप लास्ट मिनिटला सुद्धा तयारी करून ते उभे राहिले.